Hi, welcome back to the channel. I know enough to be dangerous farm. My name's Rob, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go over some past life experience to try to help some people out. So today's video is going to be about how to start a landscape business and what you need and what you don't need in the beginning. Um, for those that don't know, I did landscaping full time for about 20 years. Um, Moderate successfully. I'm not going to lie to you, but basically I got out of it because the equipment known as my back was wearing out, and the stress of running two crews was just it just wasn't worth it. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze. So I am coming from background and a couple different perspectives. So let's get started. So number one. You got to make a plan. I know I joke on the channel that I don't have a plan, but you really need to make a plan, and take it out 5 years, and see where you want to be in 5 years. Is this going to be part of the plan? Should be is this going to be just side hustle, or is the end game to do this full time, be your own boss? And there's some pluses and minuses there too. But get the plan going. Once you determine whether this is going to be full time, part time, we're going to see time. Um, it's basically you're starting off the same way, no matter if it's going to be full time for you or part time. Okay, and we're going to go over some pitfalls and some watch outs and stuff along this journey today. But the first thing, like I said, is a plan, and that is part of the plan should be what services are you going to offer? And keep your mind open. This is might be a man, I don't know how to do anything but mow lawn, which is fine. Nowadays there is a million ways to learn how to do something, and you're on one of those ways. It's not always correct, but there's ways out there. The way I learned was working for somebody, and there's nothing wrong with that. Working for somebody part time or full time uh, for a season and get your feet wet, as they say, and just learn the ropes. That's one way. Or you can just go in there and start mowing lawns and see what happens. Either way is fine. It's just you just need to know uh, what you're doing. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want other people around you to get hurt. So you need to know what to do and how to be around equipment. Let's find your customers first. Okay. Probably the easiest way to find a customer base is word of mouth. The second easiest way is to go to a nice neighborhood, do some recon, go to a nice neighborhood, print off some flyers, or go to Staples and get the postcard stock that you can print on your printer, a flyer explaining your business name, your services. You don't want a lot on there because people don't read a lot of the fine print. So have your basic services that you're starting off right now. Print off 50 of these things. Don't print off the whole package because you're going to want to change that as you go. I know you are. Go get these postcards, and then I would order some door hanging bags that you can get like 500 of them for 20 bucks online. This way you put your postcard. This way you put your postcard in the plastic door hanging bag. It looks professional. It's waterproof. You don't have to stick it in mailboxes. You can hang it on the mailbox, or you can hang it on the door. And once you have your neighborhood, you have your door hangers, you have your information all on this postcard. This is where, if you've never done cold calling, it gets a little nervous, okay? But start off, hang them on the mailbox. Then work yourself the next street. Okay, I'm going to go up to the door and put them on the door. The next street, you actually knock on the door, okay? Don't have a big spiel, just say, I'm so and so. I'm doing some lawns in the area. Just wanted to know if you would be interested in a quote. hand it off. If they are interested, give them a quote right there. Okay? So that brings me to another point. What am I charging? Right now, you have the luxury of no overhead. The best way to get into a neighborhood, I'm sorry, guys that have been in there for a long time, is price. Unless it's right off the bat, you're doing a lawn for 20 bucks, or okay, yours is a $50 lawn. I'll do it for half for the first month. You need to get in the door. You need to get in the door of that neighborhood. And that's what it's going to take. Price. Soon as you're crack that door with price, you service the heck out of that customer. Because that one customer can turn into 8 in that neighborhood. And that's the best way to grow. First of all, it's in the same neighborhood. It's word of mouth advertising, the best kind. There's no windshield time going from this house, then you're driving half an hour to another house, then another house a half an hour away. You need to keep your area small in the beginning. Okay? That's another key tip. Keep it small. Service the heck out of them so they spread the word for you. Get your name out there faster and easier and cheap. Social media. I know you got a Facebook page, Instagram, whatever. Add a page to your main account, strictly for your business. Okay? You can go and get a Gmail email account, put your business name in there. It looks official. Print off some business cards. You can get that business card stock from Staples too, and you're in business. So now we're in the neighborhood. Now don't get discouraged. Every door you knock on or every mailbox you hang something on, I'm sorry, you are not going to get business on every one. If 20 flyers and got 2 phone calls, you are doing great. But let's be realistic. You're probably going to hang out 50 and get 2 phone calls, and one of them is going to be legit. But unfortunately, you have to follow up on both of them. Okay? Now, in the beginning, there's going to be a lot of wasted time, a lot of wasted phone calls, a lot of customer visits, but just group them all. If this is a side hustle, okay, I'm doing estimates Tuesday night from 4 to 7. What would you like your time slot to be? Okay? All right. So we set up a couple of appointments. We've gone there. This is what I can do for you. You know, you're taking notes. You're not on your phone. Have something to write down on. Doesn't have to be official. Just something. You know, go to Walmart and get a binder and some legal paper and just take down notes, the size of the property. Before you go to the property, do the Google Earth. You can check out the square footage. You can Google how long it takes to cut a lawn with a 20-inch push mower. You can have all these facts. All right, Joe homeowner, looks like it's going to take me a half an hour to do your property. Do you want weed eating? Break it all down for them. Okay, it's going to be 50 bucks, but if you sign on right now, I'll do it for half price as long as I can put a job site sign out when I'm there, and I can use you as a reference after a couple of weeks and you give me a good review. To know what to do and how to be around equipment first of all. And since I said the E word, let's talk about equipment. What do you really need to start off to be a landscape business? So there's a couple schools of thought there what you actually need. And this is one of the pitfalls. I don't believe that you need to go out and get yourself in debt right away with a bright, shiny new truck, commercial lawnmower, commercial weed eaters, commercial walk behinds, a big trailer. It's you're going to be underwater from day one. Okay? So one of the decisions you're going to have to make, it would be with a truck. In my mind, when somebody pulls up to my property, and drags a push lawnmower out of the trunk of their car or their SUV, I'm probably thinking I don't want him on my property. Okay? I'm sorry. But if you make the decision to buy a pickup truck and your pickup truck is your personal vehicle, then killing two birds with one stone. You have a daily driver and you have something you can make money with in a pickup truck. Preferably, a half-ton full size. There's a lot of half-ton full size out there. Two-wheel, four-wheel drive depends on your area. If you're in the south, obviously you don't need a four-wheel drive truck. Go with the two-wheel drive truck, better gas mileage and cheaper. Far as a trailer, best case scenario would be if you could have a vehicle as a truck and you have a small to medium sized trailer. Because when I see somebody coming up to me or pulling up to a job with a truck and a trailer, they're serious about what they're doing. Okay? So what are we putting in this truck and trailer? So the easiest and best way I think to start off in the landscape trade is mowing lawns. No kidding, right? For a couple different reasons. You're on the property. You're mowing the lawn on the property. You're doing a good job making this property look good just by mowing. Your customer is going to see this and say, hey, I need my shrubs trimmed, or I need a new mulch, or I need new stone. Okay, so potentially right there, you got three more jobs, maybe more, off the same customer. So that's how that snowballs. So number two, get your tools. What are we putting in that trailer? So ideally, you should be a little mechanically inclined maybe, but you don't have to be. Maybe you know somebody that is. Look on the internet and try to find some decent used equipment. If you can't do that, I'd advise you to go to one of the box stores and grab the highest quality lawnmower they have. So you pull the mower out, have a traffic cone. Have two traffic cones in that trailer. Put one in the back of the trailer and put one on the road in the front of the truck. Already you're miles away from who's pulling up now. Okay? Take your time. So let's mow the lawn. Let's get a plan. Mow it nice. Keep it clean. If it's too wet, you say, I think it's too wet to mow. I will come tomorrow. Whatever it is. It's not just mow, blow, and go. And that's what everybody else in that neighborhood is doing. Mowing, blowing, and then going. They do not care. Okay? You have to care about this property. Okay, so now you've mowed the property and you weeded it. Please research how to weed eat. Okay? Not too low. You got to go, yep, there's a correct direction to go. You need to go so the clippings are not pouring in to the landscape bed. Okay? Please research that. So now you got some grass on the sidewalks and or the driveway, which you will. Get out your blower. It doesn't have to be the $300 steel blower at the dealership. Okay? Go to the box store. Don't go to Walmart. Just go to the box store and they'll have a Husqvarna, whatever, $129. Grab it. They're going to have a weed eater. Not sure I'd do that. But I have ordered weed eaters, dependable weed eaters, online. But the problem with online ordering, you can't get a service, and if there's a warranty issue, it is a pain in the butt. So go to a smaller dealership. They'll have an economy straight shaft weed eater. Grab one. Because you're going to have to start making a relationship with some sort of dealership. Whether it's a Steel dealership or a Husky dealership, one of the a Toro, whatever it is, you're going to have to start making a relationship because they're going to be able to help you going forward. So pulling up to the job the first time, You got one customer. You're so exciting, okay? What's in that trailer? What's in that trailer is some sort of machine that cuts grass that is dependable. It's not going to catch on fire on their lawn, okay? Something that looks decent, doesn't have to be brand new, just needs to cut grass for a month. So we've cut the grass, weed eated around all the beds, real nice. Edge that driveway with your weed eater. I'm sorry, just do it. Learn how to do it. Practice. Don't practice on your first customer, please. Practice on your grandma's or your aunts or whatever. Turn that weed eater vertically and edge that grass, edge that driveway, edge that sidewalk. I'm telling you, turn it vertically. It looks a lot better than just blasting that weed eater down to the sidewalk or driveway and just getting as short as possible. Turn it vertically so you're actually edging it like an edger, which you cannot afford right now. Use your weed eater, okay? I worked in the South. That's how it's done. Nobody uses a edger. They use a weed eater. So edge it, okay? If it hasn't been edged in a while, just edge something that has. Edge the sidewalk and just leave on the invoice. Just say, you know what, I really would like to edge your driveway. It just seems like it'd be a little bit more than I want to handle right now. And just leave it at that. So now you've mowed, you weeded, you edged what you could. Get the blower out. Get that Husqvarna $129 blower out, gas blower. In the beginning, you might be able to use, battery operated stuff, but it's probably going to be a little bit more than, again, I'm not sure the juice is worth the squeeze there. So get a gas blower right now, and we'll work on the electric stuff later. Okay? Now we're blowing off the sidewalk, blowing off the driveway, blow it in the right direction, blowing off the city sidewalks, whatever, onto the customers. Do not blow it into the city road, okay? Do not blow it into flower beds. And if there is any clumps or anything on the lawn, go back through the lawn and just blow it with the blower, okay? You don't need to break out the rake or anything because then you have the clippings to get rid of and you're driving around in clippings all day. All right, if the homeowner is there, let's do a walkthrough, okay? Let's do a walkthrough. And this might be tough for some people that are not used to dealing with customers. But you do not, if you did do something wrong, it does not look good, and you don't want that phone call later and saying, well, you missed a spot behind the shed, or this, that, or other thing, or whatever. So you've already done the walkthrough when you gave the estimate with the homeowner. Let's do the walkthrough after you've done your work, okay? Make sure they're satisfied. All right. So now, invoicing for this job. There's plenty of free apps. You can even go to Walmart and get a, carbon statement book and, make up your own stickers to put up on the top with your job name. You got a carbon book, the cheapest way, get a carbon book, put a sticker, okay, invoice as you go. One, you don't know these people and you don't want to be doing a month's worth of work and not get paid for it. Because there are people out there that will see a new person and it's like, well, I'm going to get my lawn mowed for a month and then I'm not going to pay him because I'm going to complain about it. But you know what? You did the walkthrough. There was no complaints, right? Okay. So have your plastic bag. Nobody's there. You throw your invoice. Make sure all your contact information's in there, what you did, and put some recommendations on there. On the invoice, you got mow, weed eat, $50, okay? Underneath there, suggestions. Looks like you could use some more mulch. Looks like you could use your bed's edge. Looks like you could this, that, or the other thing. Put the suggestions on there, fold it up, put it on the doorknob. Later on that day or tomorrow, follow up with a phone call. Was everything satisfactory? right? We're building a business. We have all the time in the world to do these little things right now, okay? You can do it driving to your other job. Just checking in, make sure everything was okay. All right, so you've done 1 day's worth of work. You got 3 jobs. You did it. Now what? Okay, go to your day job. All right, I'm done with that. What am I doing at night? Okay, start a website. Work on your Facebook page. Start grabbing pictures. Your 3 customers that you got permission to use pictures, those are your pictures. Who cares if it's just lawn? Stripe those lawns. Make them look nice. Before and after. Before and after pictures are amazing. Okay? So you're doing some marketing. The next day, on the way home from work, the best time to catch people is probably 5 o'clock. But nobody wants to talk to the new lawn guy in the neighborhood after they've been doing their day job all day long. So stay away from that for now. Okay? Maybe a good move would be, and might work into your schedule, be mowing in the neighborhood when people are getting home. So when the guy next door comes home, he sees you doing your thing. He sees you doing the walkthrough. He sees you caring about the property. He sees you taking care of his neighbor's property like it's your own. That is a great way to do it. And if you have a day job, yeah, it fits right in, doesn't it? See how it all comes together? Okay. So we got 4 customers. We've got some recommendations. Oh no, they want me to trim something. I've never trimmed anything in my life, and I don't even have the special equipment, the gas-powered trimmers and this, that, and the other thing that the big guys have. You don't need it. If you took the route of working with somebody else for a season, or your dad or your uncle or whatever, you already know how to trim. There's very few shrubs that you should not trim during after their growth after their growing season in the spring. Okay, there's very few. So just you're going to give an estimate on trimming. Okay, at that dealership or that big box store, you bought yourself some hand shears. Okay, $30. You're going to need them anyways. You're going to have a wheelbarrow. Borrow a wheelbarrow if you have to. Leaf rake, not much money. You don't need the expensive kind right now. And get yourself a cheap tarp. Okay? Maybe a couple of them. So you're giving the estimate for shearing, trimming the plants. Okay? Break it down per plant. Okay, that's going to take me XYZ. How many minutes? You got 15 of these things. Okay, there we go. Trimming is the best upsell that you could do. You don't need a special license. You don't need special equipment except for that pair of shears. Do it the same day you're mowing lawn. You don't have 20 lawns to mow right now. Okay? Do it the same day. You mow or do the trimming first. Okay? Use the first trim job as the guinea pig. How long is it going to take me to trim all this? Record when you start and then record how long it takes you to trim and clean up the whole thing. Take 3 hours, whatever it is. Then figure out what you want to pay yourself per hour. What do you want to make? $50 an hour with your equipment and everything there? All right, well, maybe I give a little bit different discount because you are a customer and I'm doing it on the mow day. You know, people love discounts. Okay, they love them. All right, first trim job, you go there, it's your number one customer, you trim everything, you clean everything up, you mow everything like that. Don't put your tools up, that's bad luck. Don't put your tools away, go get the homeowner, do the walkthrough. Oh, I'd like that trimmed a little bit more, or this, that, and the other thing. Maybe do the walkthrough before you clean up the clippings. The way to keep a customer is trim good and be very organized, very little mess. Use those tarps. You're trimming a good 6-foot shrub. Put those tarps around the bottom of it. Trim it up. All the clippings go on the tarps. Put it on a trailer. All done. Because if they do have mulch, you're going to blow all their mulch out into the grass, and they're not going to be happy. But mow after you've done all your trimming, because even though you're being as careful as possible, there's going to be some mess, and it's going to be on the lawn. But if you mow afterwards, it takes all that debris and chops it up or sucks it up if you got a bagger, and it looks immaculate. But in the recommendations, while you're giving the tree shrub trimming, it really should be mulched. But you want to do that after the trimming. So let's trim that thing and then set up for mulching. You did such a great job at trimming. Why don't you mulch this? Oh my God, I need a truckload, blah, blah, blah. If it is a lot, have it delivered. I'm sure there's a bulk mulch place in your area that you're going to need to build a relationship with. Have it delivered. But I have a trailer. I can just dump it on there. I can save myself the $75 delivery fee. You're not saving yourself anything. Okay? You didn't buy a brand new trailer, so it's not brand new. You're going to have somebody dump a full load of mulch into your trailer that you have to have. Or somebody is going to try to cowboy up and dump a load of mulch in your pickup truck that you actually have to have, which they probably have a sign as you go in, not responsible for damages. You don't need that. Call that place. I need so many yards of mulch. Oh my gosh, how many yards of mulch do I need? Okay, this is going to bug a lot of people. Do the square footage divided by 162. That's how many cubic yards you need 2 inches thick. I don't care what formula you're going to throw at me. Divide it by 162. Don't ask me why 162. You're going to get close enough for government work on that, okay? Trust me. So you got your mulch coming. How am I spreading this stuff? Oh my gosh. That's where your wheelbarrow comes in. Flat, long-handled, flat shovel. Best tool in the world. You could rake with it, you can scoop with it, you can grade off anything with it. It's going to take practice, but you can. Okay? So you got your mulch delivered. Make sure that the homeowner is good with you putting it on the lawn or putting it on the driveway. If it's colored mulch, not sure. I like it going on a driveway, especially early spring. That colorant, that dye in the mulch is not cured yet. It's not dried yet. It's going to bleed. Okay, this is one of your tarps. Come in, have them dump it on the tarp. If they're dumping it on the grass, on the tarp, you have to get it up as fast as possible. You cannot let that mulch set on that tarp, on that grass. It will burn your nice looking mowed grass. Okay? All right. So now we got 5 customers. We got 2 add-ons with some trimming. We got a mulch job. What else can we do? With the equipment we already have, clean up. Any sort of cleanup. If they're looking for a new landscaper, he hasn't done a good job. He has not been cleaning up areas that need to be cleaned up. That goes on your invoice from last week's mow job. I see that area behind the shed needs to be cleaned up. Okay? Whether it's junk or whatever. Depending on the size of the job, throw that stuff in your trailer. They got some stuff that needs to be cleaned up. Clean up. Add it to your landscaping services. There's no special tools that you need for cleanup. So now we're off to a good start. How do we keep it going? And how do we keep the customers we have? Service. Service. That's all it is. It sounds simple, but it's called service. The quality of work, the follow-ups. People want to know when you're coming to do the job. with texting and messaging and this, that, and the other thing, it is so easy to tell somebody, can't do it today, can do it tomorrow. People do not care unless they have a special event, which ask your customer, if there's a special event this weekend, you want it mowed on Friday, let me know. If it's going to rain on Friday, say, sorry, I can't mow it on Friday, but I will be here Thursday. People just need communication, okay? Communication. Don't get upset. Oh my gosh, my boss wants me to work late tonight. I'm supposed to mow X, Y, and Z. Call X, Y, and Z. Text X, Y, and Z. See how they want to be communicated with. Is it a phone call? Is it a text? Whatever it is, let them know. It's out of my hands. I can't make it tonight. I will be there tomorrow or whenever you can get there. 98% of the time, people do not care. They just want to know. Okay? All right. So communication, service, quality of work, then you can start raising your prices a little bit. Maybe not on the mowing, but hopefully you've mowed a $50 lawn, whatever it is in your area. Good way to find out what the going rate is, call somebody. Call a lawn company in the area. I have a 10,000 square foot lawn. How much to mow it? Okay? Most of them will just tell you over the phone. You do not bash your competition. It is bad form. You do not come off sounding good. But you can ask your potential customer, what would you like done different on your property that's not being done right now? They'll tell you what the problem is. They'll give you the solution or an idea for the niche in that neighborhood, in your area, what you could focus on. You know, the guy never edges my sidewalk. Most companies that would be extra, but if you're walking by the sidewalk with the tool that can edge the sidewalk, do it. You haven't been in business for 20 years and you cannot do line item services right now. Do it. So to keep these customers, okay, you need to service, communication, and do the work better than your competition. Don't worry about your competition. Talk to your customers. They will give you ideas of what they want or what they need, and you can use that on their neighbors. Go to try to do the work when the neighbors are coming home or on a Saturday. Not 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Nobody wants to see the landscape guy, 8 o'clock on a Saturday, okay? Just during the week, after 5, Saturday morning, whatever it takes. Good time to do shearing jobs and mulch jobs is a Saturday. You got a little A-frame sign that you made, have it printed up nice. Don't do the handwritten thing. Get a nice plastic A-frame, pick it up at a garage sale, or spend the money on them, and put your job site sign on it. Saturday, you're doing some lawn work. The guy across the street, he's a weekend warrior. He always does it himself. He sees the quality work you're doing, and he's going to come over and talk to you. Okay? And you say, I appreciate the offer. I'll come right over. Give him an estimate. Follow up with it. Get his contact information. Follow up with it. It's really all you need to start a landscape business. Now, some of the pitfalls. You're doing good. Their first 2 months, you're just making a lot. There's very good cash flow. All of a sudden, summer hits. The grass stops growing. If this is your full-time gig, you need to book summer work. Try to push trimming jobs to the summer when grass is slowing down. Get into bed irrigation. Learn how to irrigate the plants in the bed. Okay? Go to the box stores, get some drip tube, learn how to hook it up. They have kits now that you can go and you can offer that for a service. And that's something you can do in the summertime when the plants need it and you're slower because the lawns have stopped growing. That's where you're going to need those other services. Cleanup jobs. Take down small trees. That's when you do other things. And then two, depending on where you are, a couple months, you've gone through that, and the grass starts growing again. Okay? That's all there is to it. You've you didn't spend money on a pickup truck because that's your daily driver. You're going to need a vehicle anyways. Basically, you spent money on a trailer, a lawnmower, a weed eater, and blower, a couple hand tools. Okay, you don't need the biggest, best trailer out there. You just need something sturdy. And then if you can plan, buy a trailer in the winter or off season. That's when you get the best price on everything. Buy your lawnmower in the off season. Buy your weed eater in the off season. This shouldn't be a knee-jerk plan. This should be next year, next spring, I am going to start a landscape business. Then I have all winter to market, get a customer base, get organized. You can run it out of your garage. You don't need a brick and mortar building to mow lawns and do landscaping. You don't have customers coming over. You go to them. You go there when it's convenient for them. All right. That is it. That is how you start a landscape business with little or no money. So thanks for joining me today. I'm Rob with I Know Enough to Be Dangerous. Take care.